dreams alive. Neymar's ready, can he thrive? Vinicius, Rodrigo dancing free. Will Brazil bring back the legacy? Mbappe runs like a storm unleashed. A golden crown is within his reach. France remembers the past is near. Will he be the king this year? The world is watching, history's changing. One shot, one game, the throne is waiting. Heroes are written, legends will rise.
First things first, let's start with the Sikh greeting. For those, please join in. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
I feel like you've really set the tone, Amrit. I didn't think I'd ever hear those words at Wembley, and that's because tonight's going to be really special. I guess that means I can say Sat Sri Akal to all of you, Ji Ayanu, evening, hello, a big warm welcome to each and every one of you. It is so lovely to see so many of you here at the home of English football, Wembley Stadium, for tonight's FA Faith and Football Vaisakhi celebrations. I'm going to try it one more time. How are we? Right. I know we're celebrating faith. I know it's Vaisakhi. I know I've got to be sensible. Amrit's a sensible one. I'm the noisy one. But I know that probably 80% of the room are Punjabi football fans, and that makes us the loudest in the room. So how are we? I'll work with that. That's all right. We'll take that one, Amrit. Yeah.
Proud. First of all, happy Vaisakhi to you all. Vaisakhi diya lakh lakh vadaiyan. It's a pleasure to host you here on behalf of the FA. My name is Amit Singh Maan. I'm a journalist at Sky News, where I cover a wide range of stories with a particular focus on social affairs in the UK. I'm so pleased to be hosting for the third year in a row. For those of you who've been lucky enough to attend all 3 times, hopefully you're not sick or tired of me just yet. But it's so great to see some familiar faces, but also new faces here. I hope you're going to have a very good evening.
It's a pleasure to be alongside Amrit. For those of you that I haven't managed to introduce myself to, my name is Amber Sandhu. I'm a radio and TV broadcaster. I work across the BBC and Sky Sports News mainly, which all sounds very fancy, doesn't it? It sounds like I've got my life together. The reality is I just talk a lot for my job. I just talk. I never shut up. But I love my job. I feel like I've got the best job in the world. And a big part of my job, with Sky Sports particularly, is football. And it's a dream to be here. I feel like a kid. It's my first time hosting here, and I'm like an excited child. And football means a lot to me. I'm a Wolves girl through and through. I grew up down the road from Molyneux, up the Wolves. But also, Wembley's really special. Wembley's so special. There's so many memories here. I mean, I can take you back to 2022, and I think we all remember the Lionesses lifting the Euros trophy. Yes. How much of a moment was that? That changed the game forever for women's football. So moments like that. And also, football allows us to come together like this. So how special is that? It's going to be a great evening.
Yeah, Amber, but let's not forget, Wembley has also been home to some of the biggest FA Cup final games. And talking of the FA Cup, the iconic silverware is just there. I saw many of you taking pictures with the trophy. For those of you who haven't had a chance to get your pictures, you'll get an opportunity later on in the evening. And it's not just silverware we have some pretty cool people. We have Kar Saeed's Ravi Singh over there, who's attending for the first time.
Give us a wave. There we go.
And I've been told that Ravi is also available for pictures today, free of charge. But on a serious note, we encourage you to post content from today on social media. If you do, please use the hashtag FA Vaisakhi 2025.
All right, classic Punjabis, we're already late. We are running probably about 10 minutes late already, but we've got a lot planned for tonight, haven't we, Amrit? There's a lot to squeeze in. We've got a jam-packed schedule for you. As Amrit mentioned, there are so many individuals in this room that are working tirelessly up and down the country, from grassroots level to coaches to fan groups to the top, to the elite game. So, Amrit, tell us what we've got in store this evening.
You're right, Amber. There's so much planned. We've got a roster of performances, talks and panels to celebrate the contribution of Sikhs at all levels of the game. And we even have some icons of the game. More on that later in the
music
evening.
as well, Amrit.
Not that time for food, no, not just yet, but that time where we all go pitch side, yes, where we will all be reciting the Sri Chaupe Sahib the part, and our Panj Pyare from Sri Guru Singh Sabha South will conduct an ardas. And don't worry, the food is coming. So please, can we all make our way out to the bow area? For those of you who need head coverings, they can be found at the back of the room.
ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹੀ ਦਸਵੀਂ ਕਬਿਓ ਬਾਚ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਚੌਪਈ ਹਮਰੀ ਕਰੋ ਹਾਥ ਦੇ ਰੱਛਾ ਪੂਰਨ ਹੋਏ ਚਿਤ ਕੀ ਇੱਛਾ ਤਬ ਜਨ ਮਨ ਰਹਿ ਹਮਾਰਾ अपना जान करो पदपारा हमरे दुष्ट सवै तुम खाओ आप हाथ दे मुहे बचावो सुखी बसै मोरो परवारा सेवक सिख मोर छानिज कर दे करिए सब को आज संगरिए पूर्ण होए हमारी आशा और भजन की रहे प्यासा तुम्हें शाड़ कोई अवर न ध्याऊं जो बच्चा हो सो तुम ते पाऊं सेवक सिख हमारे तारिय चुन चुन सत्र हमारे मारिय आप हाथ दे मुझे करिय मरण काल का त्रास में करिय हूँ जो सदा हमारे पच्छा श्री अस्तु करियो रक्षा राख ले वो मोह राखनहारे साहिब संत सहाय प्यारे दीन बंधु सन के हंता तुम हो पुरी चतुर्दश खंता काल पाए ब्रह्मा बप्तरा काल पाए शिव जू अवतरा काल पाए कर किस्म प्रकाशा सकल काल का किया तमाशा जवन काल जोगी शिव कियो वेदराज ब्रह्मा ज्योतियो जवन काल सब लोक सवारा नमस्कार है ताहे हमारा जवन काल सब जगत बनायो देव दे चरण उपजायो आद अंत एक अवतारा सोई गुरु समझियो हमारा नमस्कार तिसी को हमारी सकल प्रजा जिन्हें आप सवारी शिवगण को शिवगण सक दियो सतरन को परमो बद कियो काट काट के अंतर की जानत भले बुरे की पीर पछानत चीटी ते कुंचरे अस्तुला सब पर कृपा तिरस्कार फूला संतन दुख पाए ते दुखी सुख पाए साधन के सुखी एक एक की पीर पछाने कट कट के पट पट की जाने जाबोध करख करा करता परजा करत तब ले अपारा जाबा करख कर हो कबू तुम मैं मिलत दे तर सब हूँ जेते बदन सृष्टि सब तारे आप अपनी बूझ उचारे तुम सभी ते रहत निरालम जानत वेद भेद आलम निरंकार निर्विकार निर्लंभ आद नील नाद संभ ताका मूल चात भेदा जाको भेद न पात वेदा ताको कर पावन अनुमानत महामूढ़ कछ भेद न जानत महादेव को कैस सदा शिव निरंकार का जीवित आप अपनी बुध है जेती मरनत भिन्न भिन्न तुहे देती तुम्हारा लखना जाए बसारा के वित जा प्रथम संसारा एक रूप अनूप स्वरूपा हो राग के रूपा अंडर जेड़ से तजकीनी उत्मुच खान बहु रचलीनी कहूँ पूरा जावे बैठा कहूँ सिमट पर संकरे बैठा सिगरी सृष्ट दिखाए अचंभ आदि जुगाद स्वरूप यम्ब अब रक्षा मेरी तुम करो सिख अवार सिख संगरो दोस्त जिते उपवत उत्पाता सकल मलेश करो रणपाता जे असंता सन्नी परे तिनके दोस्त दुख वह मरे पुरख जवन पग परे तिहारे तिनके तुम संकट सब तारे जो कल हो एक बार ले हैं ताकि कान निकले हैं रक्षा होए करे सब काला दुष्ट रिष्ट करे तत्काला कृपा दिष्ट तन जाए हर हो ताकि ताप तनक में हर हो रिद सिद्ध कर्मो सब होई दुष्ट शास वह सके न कोई एक बार जिन तुम्हें संभारा काल वास्ते पाए उतारा जिन्ना नाम तिहारो कहा हेत मैं सन तिहारी आप हाथ दे लियो हमारी सर्व ठोर मोह सहाई दुष्ट दोख दे लियो बचाई कृपा करी हम पर जग माता ग्रंथ करा पूर्ण सुभराता किल विक सकल दे को हरता दुष्ट दोखियन को शय करता श्री अंत जप दयाला पूर्ण कर ग्रंथ तत्काला मन वांछित फल पावे सोई दुख न तिसै व्यापत कोई अड़िल सुने गुंग जो यारे सुरस न पाई सुने मूढ़ चित लाए चतुरता आवे दुख दर्द पो निकटना तिन नर के रह हो जो या की एक बार चौपई को कह चौपई संवत 17 सहस पणिजै अर्ध सहस फुंदीन कहजै पादुक सुदी अष्टमी रविवारा तीर 77 ग्रंथ सदारा सवैया पाएंगे जब दे तुमरे तब देखो आँख तेरे नहीं आन्यो राम रहीम पुराण पुराण अनेक कह मत एक मान्यो सिमरत शास्त्र वेद सवै वो वेद कह एक न जान्यो श्री समान कृपा तुमरी कर मैं न गयो सब तोरे बखान्यो दोरा सगल द्वार को छाड़ के गयो द्वारो द्वार माए की लाजस गोविंद दास द्वार सगल द्वार को छाड़ के गयो द्वारो द्वार माए की लाजस गोविंद दास द्वार वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह
ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਹੈ ਸਰਸੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਐਸੋਸੀਏਸ਼ਨ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵੈਸਾਖੀ ਮਨਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਲੱਖ ਵਧਾਈ ਹੋਵੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੰਥ ਨੂੰ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹੇ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਦੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਠੰਡ ਦੀ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਲੈਣ ਦਾ ਕਿਰਪਾਲਤਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਇਸ ਤੀਜਾ ਸਾਲ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਐਸੋਸੀਏਸ਼ਨ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਅਤੇ ਧਰਮ ਦਾ ਜਸ਼ਨ ਮਨਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੇਡਾਂ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਰੈਪਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਫਲਤਾ ਮਿਲੇ ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਰ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਖੇਡਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਲੈਣ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਮਿਲੇ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਐਸੋਸੀਏਸ਼ਨ ਫੇਸ ਐਂਡ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਜੋ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਚੱਲੇ ਰਹੇ ਅਤੇ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਉਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਫਲ ਹੋਣ ਸਾਰੇ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਪਾਉਣ ਚੌਪੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਪਾਠ ਸੰਗਤ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਸੰਗਤ ਨੂੰ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ ਮਾਫੀ ਬਖਸ਼ ਲੈਣਾ ਅਤੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸ਼ੁੱਧ ਗੰਤ ਬਾਣੀ ਦਾ ਬਲ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ ਧੰਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਰਮ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਹਰ ਕੰਮ ਦਾ ਜਰ ਹੋਵੇ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਦਾਤ ਅਤੇ ਸੁਖ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ ਜੀ ਅੱਖਰ ਵੱਡਾ ਘਾਟਾ ਪੁੱਛ ਮਾਫ ਕਰਨੀ ਸਰਬ ਦੇ ਕਾਰਜ ਰਾਸ ਕਰਨੀ ਸਹਿ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਮੇਲ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਵੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਭਾਣੇ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਤਿਕਾਰਯੋਗ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਫਤਿਹ ਸਾਂਝ ਕਰਨੀ ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। With the blessings of Akal Purukh Vaheguru, we all are here together to celebrate the most auspicious festival, Vaisakhi, also called Khalsa Sajna Divas. ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਮਾਲ ਦਸ਼ਮੇਸ਼ ਪਿਤਾ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ Shri Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji gave us the gift of Khalsa. The first Shabad that we'll be singing is written by Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj himself. Jai Jai Jagkaran Srishti Ubaran Mam Pratiparan Jai Te Gang. This Shabad calls upon the power of the divine sword that represents the majesty and strength which can remove darkness and negativity and replace it with light, abundance, and grace. काल तुही काली तुही तुही तेग अरतीर काल तुही आज तुही जग जय 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 जग कारण सृष्टि उबारण मम प्रतिपारण जय ते गं जय 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 जग कारण सृष्टि उबारण मम प्रतिपारण जय ते गं जय 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 खग खंड विहंडं खलदल खंडं अतिरण मंडं परवंडं खग खंड विहंडं खलदल खंडं अतिरण मंडं वरवंडं अतिरण मंडन वरवंडन जय 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 जग कारण सृष्टि उबारण मम प्रतिपारण जय ते गं जय 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 भुजदंड अखंडं तेज प्रचंडं ज्योत अमंडं भान प्रभं भुजदंड अखंडं तेज प्रचंडं ज्योत अमंडं भान प्रभं ज्योत अमंडं भान प्रभं जय 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 जग कारण सृष्टि उबारण मम प्रतिपारण जय ते गं जय 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 सुख संता जागत जोत जपै निस्बासुर एक बिना मन नेक जागत जोत जागत जोत जपै निस्बासुर एक बिना मन नेक जागत जोत जपै निस्बासुर एक बिना नेक जागत जोत पूरन प्रेम प्रतीत सजे पूरन प्रेम प्रतीत सजे पूरन प्रेम प्रतीत सजे व्रत गोर मणि मट फूल न माने व्रत गोर मणि मट फूल न माने फूल न माने जागत जोत जागत जोत जपै निस्बासुर एक बिना मन नेक जागत जोत तीरथ दान दया तप संजम तीरथ दान दया 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 तीरथ दान दया तीरथ दान दया तप संजम एक बिना नहीं एक पछाने एक बिना नहीं एक पछाने एक पछाने जागत जोत जागत जोत जपै निस्बासुर एक बिना मन नेक जागत जोत जागत ज्योत जपे निस बासर एक बिना मन एक नान एक बिना मन एक नान जागत ज्योत ज्योत जागत ज्योत जागत ज्योत जागत ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਉਸ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਕੋਟਾਨ ਕੋਟ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ ਹੈ ਜੀ and a heartfelt thank you to FA Faith and Football Series. Special thanks to Mr. Dal Daroj who gave us this honor to sing Gurbani Kirtan on this special day celebrating Vaisakhi. ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਫਤਿਹ ਸਾਂਝ ਕਰਨੀ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ
Welcome to Wembley Stadium. For everyone that's been here this evening, it's been a wonderful evening. I just want to wish everyone on behalf of the FA and English football a very, very happy Vaisakhi. This is the third time that we've been here at Wembley Stadium. So Vaisakhi diya lakh lakh vadaiyan to everybody. It's been a wonderful evening and the Faith and Football series continues, and it's been great to have 700 guests here from across the Sikh community with us this evening.
Thank you, Dal. Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaiguru Ji Ki Fateh to the Sikh Channel viewers. It's a great experience. This is the third time that Vaisakhi has been celebrated here at Wembley Stadium, thanks to the FA. And since Dal's here next to me, I think it's important to say thank you to this man, because without him, it wouldn't have been possible. Of course, there are so many other people in the background. Personally, I'm quite grateful for the opportunity to host this brilliant event for the third year in a row. What these events do, they give us, as a Sikh community, a sense of belonging. Personally, for myself, I felt that I've had to break a few barriers to reach the role I have at Sky News. But what these events do, they give young people an opportunity to believe that it's possible to reach the very high levels of the game. So I think it's important to recognise the top work you're doing. But for me personally, and I know for the odd 700 guests who've attended this event today, the real special moment is the moment we've just had pitch side. That moment where Jope Saidapat echoed the bowl, the most iconic stadium, if not the country, the world, Wembley Stadium, along with an ardas. That feeling I had inside myself, I can't explain. I had chills, and I'm sure, Dal, you had too. So personally, for myself, and I'm sure many others here, well done to you, Dal. It's been a privilege to be part of this event again.
Thank you so much.
Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaiguru Ji Ki Fateh. We've got some icons of the game. More on that later on in the evening.
You have forgot one thing, though. I don't want to be a pain. You forgot one thing. It's got nothing to do with football.
What's that?
Something that we've all got in common, something that is the way to my heart, something that I've had about 4 cups already.
The cha.
Thank you very much, guys. Round of applause. Cha the cup. Yes. Thank you to the Shoom. Thank you. Have you had some tea yet?
I haven't, but I will.
It's wonderful tea, I promise you. Thank you to the lovely Dishoom. Where are you? Give us a wave. They've got their store with flowers on. They've provided the tea this year. It's 10 out of 10. Who's had a Chada cup? Put your hand in the air. How good is it? It's really good, isn't it? I've got to be careful, though, because my mum sat right there and I told her that she makes the best tea in the world. So Dishoom will keep that between you and I. But obviously, events like this, getting you all in a room all together, it doesn't happen overnight. There are so many people involved, working hard, including our vendors like Dishoom. Thank you to Midlands Lunga Seva Society. Being a Midlands girl, I see what they do on the ground. They've been here, I think, since 1 o'clock. They do some extraordinary things in and around the Midlands. They're providing all the food that we'll be treated to a little bit later on. Who's had a go at the gaming, the esports? Kids, if you haven't had a go, it's really fun. Grown-ups, you can have a go as well. Me and Amrit were practicing earlier on. So esports, thank you for being here as well. And also the Sikh Museum. Now, some of you might be aware of the Sikh Museum. I think it's really important to always learn about our history, our culture, our heritage. Where did we come from? What did our ancestors have to go through in order for us to enjoy our life? So, also to the Sikh Museum, let's give them a round of applause for being here. So, I've got something quite personal to share. I feel like we are all friends and family now, but this time last year, I actually attended as a guest. So I was sat actually on this table. I had the best time. So it's a huge honour to be back hosting. But one of my favourite parts of last year's event was something that we did right at the end. It was something really special. It was actually quite emotional because I never thought I would get to do something like that at Wembley. So I'm so glad to say we're going to end the evening the exact same way, aren't we, Amrit?
You're right, Amber. The pitch side job inside the bartender Das, we know is a real highlight and what brings so many of you here to Wembley Stadium. The FA's Faith and Football Series is extremely popular. So to manage demand better this year, tickets were provided in 3 stages. And in a matter of just minutes, all 700 tickets were fully sold out. So for all of you who were able to snap a ticket for this evening, you should consider yourselves very lucky, proud of yourselves. Congratulations. And I hope you have a great evening.
Okay, so we've got Q&As, we've got panels. We're going to just be bigging up and celebrating all of those Sikh individuals in and around our communities that are doing amazing work within the game we know and love. So all of that to come. And Amber and I have mentioned the FA's Faith and Football Series quite a lot. Some of you might have watched it, some of you might have listened to it, some of you might have even been a part of it. It's only right that I introduce to the stage the man behind the award-winning FA's Faith and Football Series. His job, he works tirelessly. He has a tough task of making football, trying to make football a more inclusive, a more accessible, a more diverse place so you and I can enjoy it. Also, for you football heads, you'll know that he was also part of launching the FA's South Asians in Football Plan. Please welcome to the stage, give a warm welcome to the FA's Head of Diversity and Inclusion, Dal Singh Durok, everyone.
जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने ते सोई सोई देवे नानक दास मुक्ते जो बोले इहा उहा सच होवे. The Lord gives whatever is asked from him, whatever Nanak speaks from his mouth becomes true here and hereafter. Ladies and gentlemen, teammates, dignitaries and friends, let's start the traditional way. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Also, Sat Sri Akal, Namaste, Salam Alaikum, and hello, Ji Ayanu, Sarianu. It's my absolute honour and a pleasure to be able to host you this evening at the home of English football, the 3rd instalment of Vaisakhi here at Wembley Stadium. Many of you have been here on all 3 occasions, I think. Now, I have to say it reluctantly, where are the Liverpool fans? Why are there so many of you? Sorry, Arsenal fans. Congratulations to Liverpool. And where are my Wolves fans? It's the 3 that I know that are here today, to be honest. I'm a Wolves fan, by the way. So, yeah, happy to say we finished above Man United and Spurs. I just had to say that. Good achievement, good achievement. So imagine if you can, for a moment, you're stepping out at Wembley Stadium, this very venue, you're representing your country, whether you're a player or a coach, and it would be a real mix of pride and adrenaline and excitement, and the arch, of course, looms overhead. You've got 90,000 people roaring to support you. The grass is nicely cut, it smells fresh, the cool wind carries all that anticipation and the energy, and the sound of the national anthem rings in your ears and your heart pounds with the beat of the crowd, and your body feels alive with nervous energy, and there's also a deep sense of purpose. So every muscle is tense and ready, and your mind is focused and sharp, fully aware of what you're about to do. You're not just playing a game, you're representing a nation. The realization makes everything more vivid and intense and unforgettable. Those are the kind of opportunities we, the FA, are trying to provide to people from South Asian backgrounds through programs like our England Elite Coach program. But we need to see more of it. We want to see more of it. More people from South Asian communities Sikh communities, our communities, taking part in the game across all levels, across every single community, whether you're Punjabi, Indian, Bangladeshi, Pakistani, Iraqi, Sri Lankan, Nepalese, Afghan, all communities, and across every faith, Sikh, Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, Christian, Jewish, in unity, not in conflict. And we can't talk of conflict without acknowledging events across the world. I want to acknowledge that despite the enormous contribution of Sikhs in the West, let's not forget some of the issues that Sikhs and Punjabis are facing in other parts of the world. So, it's nearly 40 plus years now since 1984, and we see examples of regression and transnational repression across the world for Sikhs. And our thoughts and prayers are with all of those people, and we hope they stay in Chardi Kala. And another example of conflict, the current issues in the Middle East. For example, the rise of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia as just two examples of discrimination that plague our society and do make their way into football. Now, Sikhs are a very prominent community in the UK, over 500,000 of us in England and Wales that have been counted since 2021, up 24% since 2011, and just under a percentage of the whole population. We have a presence and we have a voice. And there's much to celebrate across the Sikh and wider South Asian communities. And if I name just a few examples of Sikh footballers, for example, hitting huge milestones in the last 12 months or so. For example, Sareen Kaur Binning, she was here last year. The Wolves player who spent time on this stage with us last year. She's captained the England women's under-16 squad against France very recently. What an amazing achievement. Or Mal Benning, for example, professional player at Shrewsbury Town, has completed over 400 league appearances in the game. He's absolutely unbelievable. And Kira Rai, of course, who last year achieved over 100 professional games and appearances for her childhood club, Derby County. Now, you will hear tonight and see lots and lots of those kind of people, trailblazers, icons, and role models to all of us. And one of our key commitments is to deliver a game free from discrimination. And you can see it in our FA strategy. It's known as a game for all. And it's already been mentioned, but this year we launched South Asians in Football. Our plan, it's known as Build, Support and Connect. It's designed to increase South Asian representation across our game, whether it's players across our grassroots game, coaches, referees, volunteers, and people working in the industry of football. And many of you in this room today have contributed to that plan, whether as part of the consultation groups, whether it's some kind of implementation planning, or about getting more involved now as the plan continues to develop. So thank you very much for those that have been involved. And we can only really make a material difference if we pull together, share ideas and work in unison. But we want to see more communities like the Sikh community take part in sport at all levels. And while we can acknowledge pioneers across the game, and some of them you will see on the stage today, there are lots of silent heroes across the country, coaches, volunteers, club officials, referees, parents, people across the country, too many to mention, in all honesty. So today, as we stand on the pitches, at the dugouts, at the sidelines, in the terraces, in the offices and the boardrooms of our game, we're reminded of the incredible power that sport has to bring people together. Sport and football really does transcend borders, languages, cultures. It doesn't really care about your faith or the accent in your voice. We want to see as much talent coming through. And at its heart, of course, it's about teamwork, respect, and shared goals. So a real pleasure to honour you all being here for this Vaisakhi evening at Wembley Stadium. It's a very important event for us. I've said many times before that we want you to walk away. I mean, you heard it on the video just now, but we want you to walk away being inspired, learning more, and taking away the message of football into your local communities. And we'll support you along the way. Keep in touch with us, keep talking to us, seek the information that you might need, and we'll collectively make a difference. So a big thank you to everyone involved today. I have the pleasure of being here. There's a huge team behind what we do and what we deliver here. So you will hear from so many amazing people tonight. I do need to shout out Midland Lunga Seva Society, who have supported us today. They are an organisation that strives to help those in need around the UK and internationally, regardless of race, religion, and background. They have projects all over the world. And a big thank you, as Amber's already said, to Dishoom with their chai tea, all the professional clubs, all the grassroots bodies, players, everyone that's been involved today. Thank you so much. And this amazing artwork behind me is done by a lady called Roman Core Artistry. Absolutely phenomenal. Much thanks to her for being here today. You can see her details over there. So my best wishes to all of you. A very happy Vaisakhi. I'm sure you'll have a great evening. I know we're behind already, Punjabi style. But thank you all for attending on behalf of the FA. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Sat Sri Akal. My name's Dawn Butler and I am the Member of Parliament for Brent East. And we're here today in Wembley Stadium celebrating Vaisakhi, which is basically the birth of the Sikh community. We have a very wonderful, rich Sikh community in Brent, and they bring so much joy and celebration to who we are as a community. So I'm really pleased to be here today. I'd like to say that when you look around Wembley Stadium, the home of football, and if you look around London, London is home to so many people from all different religions and cultures, and we should respect and appreciate each and every single one of them. And that's why it's important that we're here today, not just for the food, the celebration, but also just an acknowledgement that everybody is welcome.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I'm Dr. Binderjeet Kaur Thakkar, University of Wolverhampton ਤੋਂ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੈਂਬਲੀ ਸਟੇਡੀਅਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਮਨਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਮਨਾਉਣਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਵਾ, ਇਕੱਲੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਲਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਟ ਆਲਸੋ ਨਾਨ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਲਈ ਵੀ, ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨੌਲੇਜ ਹੋਵੇ, ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਹੋਵੇ ਕਿ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਕਾਹਤੇ ਮਨਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ। ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਉਹ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਆ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਇਨਕਰੇਜ ਕਰੂੰਗੀ ਕਿ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਯੰਗਸਟਰਸ ਵਾ, ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਨਾਲੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਡੈਫੀਨਿਟਲੀ FA ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕਰਨ, ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਡਾਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਦਰੋਸ਼ ਦੇ ਥਰੂ, ਤੇ ਈਵਨ ਜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਪਲੇ ਕਰਨਾ ਤਾਂ support ਆ ਕੇ ਦੇਖਣ ਦੇ also important ਹੈਗਾ ਆ।
So Rishpal Kaur Shergill, and I'm BAM Ref Community Engagement Lead, and that's Black Asian Mixed Heritage Referee Support Group. I'm here to celebrate Vaisakhi with the FA, with my family, with our Sangat here. It's a really special moment to be able to be here and recognise South Asian inclusion within football. I'm actually a referee myself. I'm part of BAM Ref, the Black Asian Mixed Heritage Referee Support Group. We're a volunteer referee support group out there promoting, recruiting referees for the next generation. Well, we've had underrepresentation in refereeing for decades, and finally now some real hard work's been going on this year. Well, actually for the last 6 years, BAM Ref's been working really hard, a group of volunteers building that representation to allow all communities from our Black Asian mixed heritage communities to let them know that they can referee as well. Despite not seeing it out there so much in the pro game, it's really important that everybody knows that everyone can be a referee.
Thank you so much to Dal and his team for all of the work that they do, and thank you for putting on tonight as well and trusting Amrit and I with hosting duties.
Let's hear now from some of the people from the Sikh Games. Please welcome the president of the Khalsa Football Federation and football lead at the Sikh Games, Gurdawar Taliwal, alongside the Sikh Games female football lead, Preeti Shocker. Hi both, great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Gurdawar, I'll come to you first. I've seen a lot about the Sikh Games on social media, but for those in attendance who don't know about the work you get up to, just tell us a bit.
Let me start by saying Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. And on behalf of the Sikh Games, wish everyone a happy Vaisakhi, and thank you to the FA and Dal for inviting us here to speak today. When we look at the Sikh Games, one of the things we probably need to do is look at the history of it, how it started. It's quite a tragic event. It started over 37 years ago in America, where a Gursikh young kid wanted to play football and tried desperately to get into the local team. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get in because of these looks. So he unfortunately committed suicide, and his parents were distraught, and this set up the Sikh Games so that wouldn't happen to anyone else in the future. At the same time, it started in Australia, which is over 37 years ago. Now Sikh Games, it operates in New Zealand, Malaysia. The UK started about 3 years ago. They're also helping France and Germany set up their youth games to make sure that basically, the Sikh community, we have a platform that is without discrimination, that is without bias. In terms of how it's set up, it's based on a regional basis. So all the UK is split into regions and they compete regionally. And that's basically about invigorating the community, getting the whole community involved. It's across multiple sports. They get winners in each sport, but overall, there's also overall winner across all the events. Last year, that was Bradford, who won the first Sikh Awards. And also, in terms of equality, in every event that we do, both male and female people are allowed to participate. So make sure there's an opportunity for everyone.
Brilliant. Thank you, Gurdar. I'm going to give you a quick story here. I knew today I was going to speak to a Preeti Shokkar. It's just now when she's come on stage, I have found out that she's actually my cousin. So what a great story. Okay? But it just goes to show, this is a Punjabi community and we don't know who we know, but honestly, Preeti, great to see the sort of work you're getting up to. You had your first event last year in 2024. Tell me, how did you guys get on?
Well, first, it's really weird actually seeing you so grown up. So, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. For the Sikh Games and how you brought the communities together, it's all about you guys, the community, and the way that the board, like Mandeep Benji and all her board members, they looked at the 2010-2011 consensus and they looked at how to bring different regions together, like up in the Midlands, and see how many people are working together and who want to play sports and who can be as close. So, but in London, they had to be really careful. They had to split it up because London's so big, obviously. But as Baji said, there's all split in regions. It's all split in terms of working our way up, in terms of how we can make equality work together. So every region has a male and female lead, just like you see Baji here as the male football lead and me as the women's football lead. So we're just trying to create that equality from up to down. But that also means in terms of all our sports, it's all about whatever sport you want to get into. So you could be any age. You could be 45 plus. You could be between the ages of 35 and 44. 18, you could, I think we've got 4. I think this year we're doing 4. So if we got anyone that's like 4 or 5 that wants to do track, more than welcome to come this year. But we just want to make sure that the community understand that it's not just for us that are in sports already. It's all about the ones that want to get into sport or previously that didn't have a chance to. Like, I've met so many amazing women who come to me and talk to me about my work at the Women's Football Academy and saying, wow, like, I wanted to play football when I was younger, but now, like, I can't. So now the Sikh Games offers that. So if you had a chance to play, if you didn't have a chance to play, Sikh Games is offering you a chance to play. So please do it and please get out there, because Baba Deep Singh Ji, when he was literally like 70 years old, he was waging a war. But if any of us try to hold that Gurbani up now at the age of 70, would we be able to? No. This is a chance for us to get closer to Sikhi, but in terms of being active. But it's not those who are like proper Gursikh. It's not all talking about who those like to me, I didn't get to read and write Punjabi. But I still got into sports, and that's given them a platform for that as well.
Brilliant. Final question from me, Gurdawar. When and where will the games happen this year? And for those interested in taking part, what are the details?
So the Sikh Games, one of the philosophies we've got is to have events at different parts of the country so we can try and engage different communities. And I think also it helps to invigorate a community when we take a whole event there. So, you know, they might get involved and think, oh, you know what, we haven't got a football team or we haven't got a cricket team. And the idea behind the games is not just to go to an area, do a sport, and no one does anything for a whole year later. The idea is to take the sport to the communities. So last year it was Nottingham. This year it's actually in London, in Brunel University, just outside Oxbridge. There are so many events that are there, so there are events happening in and around the area. It's on 3 days from the 1st to the 3rd of August. We just launched the sign up today, just before we came here. So please log on, express an interest, to actually participate and perform.
Brilliant message. Thank you both for your time. And I think the message, if you're not so good at football like me, there's always cricket or kabaddi or other sports to get involved with. We wish you all the best for the games this year. Please join me in giving Gurdawar and Preeti a huge round of applause for their work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. What a great first panel. And of course, if you want any more information, they said we can register now, the sikhgames.com, and also follow them on Instagram at the Sikh Games.
Anji, Gurinder Singh Maan, Sikh Museum Initiative and Sikh Historian. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਅੱਜ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੈਂਬਲੀ ਸਟੇਡੀਅਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਆ। ਅੱਜ ਬੜਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਬੜਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਅੱਜ ਹੋਇਆ ਇਨ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਟੂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਨਾਲੇ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ। ਉਹਦਾ ਮੈਨਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਪਲੇਅਰ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਰੈਫਰੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਇੰਡੀਵਿਜੂਅਲ ਹੋਵੇ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਕਸੈਸ ਕੀ ਹੋਈ ਆ। ਇੰਨੇ ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਮ ਲੋਕ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਜਾਂ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਪਹੁੰਚਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ, ਬਟ ਇਹ ਗ੍ਰਾਸ ਰੂਟਸ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤਰੱਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਐਂਡ ਵਿਲ ਕੰਟੀਨਿਊ ਟੂ ਹੈਪਨ ਐਜ਼ ਵੈਲ। ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਡਲ ਦਰੋਚ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਮਿਊਜ਼ੀਅਮ ਇਨੀਸ਼ੀਏਟਿਵ ਤੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ 3D ਸੈਟਅਪ ਇੱਥੇ ਅੱਜ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ। ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਟੱਚ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਸੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਰਚੁਅਲ ਰਿਐਲਿਟੀ ਹੈਡਸੈਟ ਵੀ ਸੀਗੇ। ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਬੰਦੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਨਾਲੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜ਼ਰਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਚੰਗਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਰਿਹਾ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
Alrighty, for this bit, I need your help. I need you to finish the sentence for me, okay? And shout the word as loud as you can. A football club is nothing without its... You need to go a bit louder. A football club is nothing without its... Absolutely. Fans. Fans are at the heart of any club, whether that's the top of the Premier League to League One to WSL to the National League. I truly believe a football club is nothing without its fans. Whether you're a season ticket holder, you go to home away games, you do not miss a single fixture, or you've got your subscription and you watch along at home. The fans really are everything. And thankfully for us, we have got so many people up and down the country working hard to make sure you and I, people that look like us, feel comfortable going to football games. The fact that we feel safe, we feel like we belong at a football game. So for the next 10-15 minutes or so, Dal's already told me that we're super late. For about the next 15 minutes or so, we're going to hear from 4 very special individuals who do some incredible work amongst their football clubs and their fan groups. So it's only right that I start with the Premier League champions. If I say Ale, 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 representing Liverpool today, please welcome to the stage Harinder Singh, everyone. And just because you're sat next to him, he's a bit of a Wolverhampton legend. If you come to Molineux, you'll definitely see this man selling samosa on a Saturday. He has raised thousands and thousands of money for Dementia UK. Fresh from the London Marathon, please welcome Mani Singh Kang. And as of last week, I think I can call him award-winning. From Leyton Orient, he won the EFL Diversity Award. It's the founder of Punjabnews. Vaisakhi to everyone. And last but not least, some may argue that Man United haven't got a lot to celebrate this season. I would argue otherwise because the Stetchford Sikhs were founded this year. So please welcome to the stage, Preetham Singh, everyone. Oh, what a lineup we have here then. First of all, how are we? How does it feel being back at Wembley?
Last Wembley visit wasn't very good as a Wolves fan, so... but it's always great to be here. It's iconic. You know, we grew up watching FA Cup finals in the old stadium with the Twin Towers, and so it's a brilliant thing that our community is here celebrating at the, you know, home of football worldwide is Wembley.
I'm going to get told off by some Liverpool fans. So I'm going to start with you, Harinder. You've got your Liverpool hoodie on. Have you recovered from last Sunday? You are Premier League champions. Have you recovered? How are you feeling? How has it been a Liverpool fan this season?
It's been pretty good being me, isn't it? As a Liverpool fan, I think it's been a real journey. And everyone says it's been a journey, but this is like a slog. In 1920, going home away, you could touch it, you could feel it, you could see it. It was inevitable from almost November, December onwards. It was a procession to win the league. And then COVID said no. This year around, it's been a procession of consistency. Sorry, Arsenal fans. That's made us win the league. Now, as an emotion, that's massive. As someone who looks and represents the Sikh faith and Sikh community, and we're not going to shy away from who we are, it's even bigger. Because everywhere we go, if I'm wearing a Liverpool top, if I'm recognised as a Liverpool fan, we represent something bigger than just a club. We represent a qawm.
Preetham, I hate to come to you next as a Man United fan. How has it been for you this season? I imagine stressful, tough, exhausting at times, but a lot to celebrate because the Stretford Sikhs was formed this year. Tell us about that, because actually a lot of us will know that Sikhs have been supporting Man United since the 60s and 70s. That fan base has been prevalent within United for so long. So tell us how important this is and how significant it is.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa,
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Happy Vaisakhi to everyone. Hope everyone had a fantastic Vaisakhi. And firstly, congratulations to Harinder and Liverpool for winning the league. They've finally caught up to Man United's 20 league titles.
I think that deserves a round of applause. That's what we like to see on stage.
Yeah, it's been a up and down season. You know, it's not been the greatest season for United, but we were at Bilbao last night in Spain for the semi-final, and we've got one foot in the Europa League final. So that's a really good positive for United. And as of March, we officially set up as the first ever Sikh supporters club for Manchester United. There was a massive gap that we noticed with the club when I spoke to them, and we needed to fill that gap, and we created Stretford Sikhs.
And yeah, absolutely. All four of you are doing incredible work within your respective clubs to get more Sikhs at games and to feel like we belong there. Manny, I want to come to you though. You're at every single game. And
We're playing tonight at Man City. I've missed the game.
Sorry, yeah, he's missed the game today to be with us. But you are a Wolves fan through and through. Where did that love for Wolverhampton Wanderers come from?
Traditionally, obviously, my parents didn't follow football, but I had all my friends were white English friends at school, and I was the first ever player of South Asian origin in 1986 for a team called Coseley Rovers. Now, Coseley, traditionally, was the home of real right-wing fascism. You have to say the National Front, the skinhead culture of the 1980s was there. But I went and played for that club, and those guys took me to my first match in 1987. I used to lie to my mother, get a £5 off her, used to walk back from the stadium because I didn't have enough money to come back on the bus. And I fell in love with the game of football. So that's where my journey started, and my Sikhi came later on in life, but I didn't abandon football just because I became more in touch with my faith. There's a position for us all in every part of society. You know, a Sikh doesn't follow. A Sikh creates followers. And our example and the examples we heard earlier of Sikhi, those messages are universal. And I've had amazing reaction from people of other cultures.
You are really loved at Molyneux. I can vouch for that as well. Arvi, congratulations is in order. Founder of Punjabnews, you won a diversity award.
Yeah, let's have a look.
He's brought his trophy with him. It was the EFL, the English Football League Awards last week, and you won the diversity award. Now, for somebody who founded Punjabnews, the Leyton Orient South Asian fan group, this is your baby, this is what you founded. How does it feel for you to get that acknowledgement?
It feels unreal. It still hasn't sunk in. I mean, I'm holding it in my hand right now, but it's just like, whoa. Because I didn't even know that the club had put us forward. Found out sort of someone had thought I'd already been told. Got an email to say, oh yeah, we need a quote for you for tomorrow's website release for your EFL award nomination. I was like, what? I was like, you serious? Is this for real? And then I get the email to say, yeah, you've been nominated for the EFL Diversity Award, and gave the quote, and I was just like, what is this really happening? And even on Sunday, when we went to the awards, Mark Devlin, CEO, he's sitting there. We were there, he's come with us, he's one of our guests today. Look, when I started this whole thing up, it's several years ago, just an unofficial thing. It's at the stadium. Where's the brown representation in terms of the fans? Because we know the problems we have with the underrepresentation of British South Asian football anyway on the pitch. But what about the fans late? And I've grown up there. Brown community is huge. So I thought, you know what? The Punjabi groups up and down the country, they were my inspiration for it. So I just started the Punjabnews Instagram handle, started just posting sporadically. The club got in touch a few years later. We want to make you an official supporters group. So, you know, people like Mark Devlin, to sort of buy into our sort of aims, objectives, just our ethos, philosophy. He's our number one supporter. And without someone like that, half the stuff we've done, we couldn't have. So I'd like to say a big thank you to Mark Devlin.
Some great work happening at Leyton Orient. I want to come to you, Harinder, because you also sit on the Liverpool Supporters Board. What is that position like, and are we seeing a change? Because that is a huge seat to have at what must be quite a big table.
We're seeing massive changes, actually. So just seeing the images go around on the screens of myself from Liverpool, but also from other clubs, and things that it's really taken me aback, because 10, maybe 11 years ago, when I started engaging with the club, it was because they were making mistakes. You know, so Vaisakhi message got out the wrong day, Gurnanas Graves got a problem that's mentioned on the wrong day. But we can fix this. And there's so many of us that go to the football matches looking the way we do, we can sort something out. And so that journey led into engaging with their ticketing elements of things, first and foremost, protesting when they were trying to have £77 ticket rises. And that led to me being engaged with their ticketing forum. And I thought, they must have made a mistake here. Why do they want someone who looks like me, who's complained about how ticket prices are for kids like this? I don't want kids to go to a football match and not be able to afford it, right? No one wants to be in that position. You don't want local fans who are the lifeblood of the club to be priced out of going to football. So that's kind of how it started with me. And slowly but surely, through engagement with the club, they realised that there was something there. They asked me to interview players. I got really excited by doing that. So John Barnes, Emre Can at the time. I'm only sitting here somewhere. He's busy talking to one of the Mank fans over there, who I've known for years. So I've known Harai since the previous century. But because of that engagement, we also had dinner with them. So I had dinner with Firmino, Coutinho, and Lucas Leiva way back when. So just a little, that was quite a massive thing. And from there, the engagement made me go part of the supporters board. So as I became part of the supporters board, I became the faith and ethnicity representation lead. That then led to me becoming the vice chair of the Liverpool supporters board globally, which is something that I'm really, really proud of, because that engagement means that the cascade of what Sikhi is about, what Vaisakhi is about, what do things mean to us as fans of Liverpool Football Club. The cascade is from the top. It's with John Henry, it's with Tom Werner, it's with Billy Hogan, it's with the names that really matter, that can make change happen. And that's the biggest thing, is that making change happen is why we have groups like this, right?
100%, definitely.
I could keep you on stage all evening because there's so much to talk about, but I do urge you, if you see any of these four today, please have a chat to them. I have got one question for all of you, and it's open to all of you. What would your advice be to somebody who's sat in the room, whether that's a mum, a dad, whether it's somebody who's never been to a football game before, they feel like they can't go to football games, they don't feel like it's for them. What would your advice be to them? It's for all of you.
I'd say just don't look back. Just go. A few years ago, I've been going to Man United games for a couple of decades, and I'd never been to an away game. So 3-4 years ago, I went to my first away game in Spain. We played Real Betis. I'd asked a lot of friends, come with me, let's go. I couldn't find someone with this same level of passion to just go out there. So I just went on my own. I went there. I met other Sikhs at the ground, and that's kind of where Stretford Sikhs started. I took the leap of faith. I just went on my own. I met guys who had the same passion. So just go, and I promise you, if you love something that much, you'll find other people on the path who have the same level of passion, and you can do big things. So just go for it.
Thanks, Breatham. For you, Arvi, advice?
Breatham hit the nail on the head. Just go to games. You will find a community there that will, that you'll resonate with. But, if a lot of you are from London, just come to East. Orient are waiting to take you on board. But talking about away games, Manny,
Yeah.
Old Trafford away. You going to talk about that?
That was an easy win, that was. Nice and easy. 6 points and 2 clean sheets, thank you.
I feel really bad for Breatham here. He's really up against it. Let's be nice to him. It's already been tough enough being a Man United fan.
That's a really good question. We learn our art of Sikhi in the Guru's house from our Guru. But actually, to perform Sikhi, we have to leave the house of our Guru. Guru Nanak Dev Ji set the ultimate example. 14 times they changed their language to go and meet people that were different from them. So that means there's no environment that doesn't have a place for Sikhi. Football, it doesn't matter if it's sport, if it's any profession, we have a place there, and we can add value to that place. On one of my challenges, I walked for 48 hours around Molineux Stadium.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And during that walk, the reason I did that was because the community wanted to join me. I'd done several walks before. And the first person that came was an 80-year-old white English guy from Brighton. He travelled from Brighton, having never met me, and said, my wife passed away last week with dementia. Today, in her honour, I just want to walk one lap with you. He goes, the words you use from your faith, and when you post them, they're the only words that give me solace in life. Complete stranger from a different faith, benefiting from words that I've learnt from my faith. So we have a position in every aspect of life. Stand proud. This rope we've been given is an unbelievable, special thing. And, our forefathers had to give it up to survive in this country. They change their names, man. My dad went from Gurdev to Dave. And that's the existence because they had to survive. We don't have to do that now. We can lead. So be proud, be out there and do.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. I think we're really lucky to have these four individuals along with the other fan groups in the crowd today. Please give it up from Stretford Sikhs, Breatham Singh, Arvis Hote from Leyton Orient, Manny from Wolves, and Harinder from Premier League champions Liverpool. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Where's your trophy, Breatham?
And we get to have food later. We're going to be able to come and talk to one another. So please have a chat with those four because they are absolutely brilliant. And if you want to get involved with everything as well, they're the right people to talk to.
Manny, and I'm from Wolverhampton. I'm a big supporter of football in my community, and it's great to be here with 700 other members of our community, of our faith, elderly people, young people, people who are in football, but also people who aren't in football. So I've met some aunties who are the first time they've ever been in a football stadium. So these are big steps that the FA are taking to try and make this game inclusive and encourage other members of the community to come out and say football is for them as well.
So we're here celebrating Vaisakhi. Vaisakhi is it took place in 1699. Guru Gobind Singh Ji basically set up the Khalsa Panth and gave us our identity. And it's a proud moment to be at Wembley Stadium celebrating this. With regards to British South Asians in football, we've got a bright future because we've got a lot of people here that are making enough noise to make sure that we get our players on the pitch on a professional level, and we just got to keep fighting and making noise, and all the young kids to keep playing and go through the age groups, and we'll get our professional players on the pitch.
I'm the vice chair of the Liverpool Supporters Board. I'm also the faith and ethnicity rep on that. I've been involved with Liverpool Football Club from a fan engagement perspective for at least nearly 10 years, give or take at least. As a season ticket holder, I've been going since 2011. And as a fan, I've been going since 2001. So it's a long time for a 40-year-old like me. The event today we're at is the FA Vaisakhi event for 2025. It's now in its third year. I was very honoured to be invited by Dal Daroch to be on the panel to talk about fan engagement and Sikhs and Punjabis specifically in regards to that role and what kind of roles that we do, what are we trying to get done, why do we engage, why do people bother really. And it's been a great evening and a very successful event by all means. I mean, it's sold out. The fact that 700 people are here to celebrate Vaisakhi is a testimony to not only our Qawm, but a testimony to the people who don't want to sit at home on a Friday night and say we didn't do anything.
Okay then, from Sikh fan clubs to our Sikh heritage football clubs. Those clubs that were set up by Sikhs, for South Asians and the wider community that have just climbed the football pyramid and achieved so much success.
I mean, just on that was so great because this event gives the community a sense of belonging and the supporter groups too. But should we introduce the next panel now?
I'm glad you're back on stage though.
Thank
I was
you.
getting a bit lonely. Right then, 4 clubs all up and around the country that are doing incredible work at a grassroots level. So please welcome to the stage from Sporting Khalsa, Jasbir Butt, everyone.
Please also welcome to the stage from Singh Sabha Slough, Harpreet Desi.
From Khalsa Football Academy, Maverick Singh, everyone.
And from Punjab United, Karan Sanghera. You all right?
Wow, guys, it's so lovely to have you. I just want to start on Khalsa Football Academy first because Maverick, you are here on behalf of Bao, who can't be here today. Bao, unfortunately, couldn't be with us today because his son is really ill. So I think on behalf of us, behalf of the room as well, we want to send our well wishes. How is Bao doing? How's his son doing?
Yeah, I spoke to Bao today. He's doing well. Obviously, first things first, he's got to look after himself and his family. And obviously, family comes first. But he does send his regards for not being here today. Yeah.
Well, we're lucky to have you because we're going to find out about the Khalsa Football Academy as well today.
Thank you very much, Maverick. Karan, I'm going to start with you because on social media I saw that Punjab United have had a quite historic season this year. Tell us more.
Yeah, so for the first team, it's been amazing. So from last year, we just missed off the playoffs. And this season, we ended up actually getting into the playoffs. And it was a tough game on Tuesday. There was lots of chances in the second half, but it just didn't get our way. So hopefully next season, we're going to smash it out of the park.
Brilliant. Well done.
Strong start. But Sporting Khalsa, just down the road from me, they've been around since the 70s, 80s. They're the highest ranking football club of Sikh heritage in the football pyramid, which I think deserves a round of applause. Amazing. What has the journey been like, Jazz?
A roller coaster. That's all I can say about the game. You have your ups and downs. We've just been resilient, and we use our Sikhi values to make sure that we never give up. Whatever we do in the football game itself, we've got the community around us. Come and connect with us. I genuinely believe that we can make a difference together. The power of what we have, the Shakti, is all in this room today. And I'm clear about, since we formed 1991, 34 years ago, we had a dream. Boys just playing football together, jumpers for goalposts, across the road from the park itself, dog mess on the floor. That was reality. Now we've got a £4 million project itself with a grass 3G pitch itself, 5 small-sided pitches. We're due to have a 1.2 million cricket dome put in here. First of its very kind, for only British South Asian, but for our own community. So I want our community, I'll make a big request for yourselves. If you don't know who Sporting Khalsa is, connect with us. And genuinely, we want, this is our family. Clearly, we make it clear. We want everybody to connect in with what we're doing, because this is a special project. Hence why I came involved 7 years ago to make a difference. I worked at the Football Association 16 years. They wanted support. I said, you know what? I'm going to make a difference. This is my community. So since that day, we're making inroads. We're making progress. Not only our men's game, but in step 4. So we're 3 away from Football League Conference. Women's in the tier 3, so only 3 teams are non-professional. You got Nottingham Forest, Burnley. We're only a point behind Hull City, West Bromwich Albion, and Derby County. So it goes to show the progress that we're making. If we can get more of our own community involved in our projects, we genuinely can feel the connection within our family.
Yep. Now, Amber, you've had a few chances to shout out Wolverhampton, where you come from.
I don't think I've done it enough. I've got to shout out Wolves even more, but Sporting Khalsa are brilliant. You had a royal visit as well this year as well, so a lot happening there as well, some brilliant work.
But now it's my chance to shout out my place. As a proud Slough boy, happy, I know about the great work you get up to at Singh Sabha Slough, but for those who aren't aware, tell us how your club is supporting the local community.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So Slough was formed, Singh Sabha Slough was formed in 1978. It was the fathers working together, wanted to play competitive, so they got together, got a team together, and then we've grown since. We now have 11 teams, of which start from the ages of 7 up to over 45s, which also includes a Lionesses team, which have this year successfully completed the first season, which we're really proud of.
Brilliant.
And Maverick, Sporting Khalsa Academy have been within the community for years, a long time, like Sporting Khalsa. Have you seen more Sikhs have the confidence to come and join the club and the academy, and more Sikhs players coming through?
Yeah, so because we run weekly sessions and we work on futsal, and with futsal there is no barriers because it's played indoors. It's not kind of reliant on pitches. We're there week in, week out. And I've been going since I was a little kid, and I've seen just over the 2 decades just a huge increase of Sikh players. And even at the grassroots level, so myself, I've played with the Khalsa Football Academy, playing futsal weekly, but also playing 11-a-side outside of Khalsa Football Academy. I've tried to integrate myself into the grassroots football. And I've seen the increase in the grassroots level, whether it's Sunday leagues, Saturday leagues. There is more of us playing, and the more we play, the more we'll see in future, more of us just progress through that football pyramid. That's women, that's men. And the more we have of those, the more role models the little kids have. And that's kind of the thing that we've seen as a club, is just that more participation.
Brilliant. And Karan, you have a really large following in Gravesend and wider areas. Just very quickly, tell us what's the key to your success?
Yeah, so where Punjab United are based in Gravesend is within a community called Kings Farm, and a lot of their members do come to our match days, and especially now that we've been doing different projects within clubs, a lot of space teams and people around Grayson are more coming. We've just partnered up with West Ham for the emerging Hammers, and we can see a lot more of the youth teams within our club who are South Asian are now progressing within the club, and there's more opportunities for those players to hopefully one day play for West Ham. And also there's opportunities within our own academy with the school that we have and progress to the 23s and hopefully make it into the first team. We have seen success from a few of our players. We've had many players within our last season that have gone into academies, so we can see that progression, and hopefully we can see more of those players in the first team.
Awesome.
Amrit and I have got a question for all four of you. My question is similar to one that I asked the fan groups. If there are players in the room, if there are people that have always just wanted the urge to play football but not had the opportunity to or felt like they could, what would your advice be to anyone who wants to play football?
All right. I would say, just have no fear and just go for it. No matter if you're the only Sikh kid there, no matter if there's all of you guys are all Sikhs playing, just have no fear and just play the game. And not always about playing the game, it's just about representing, whether it's watching, whether it's refereeing, spectating, and even thinking about kind of a future in sport and in football. Just think about it and then, just go for it. Just have no fear.
I think it's also amazing with the support of your parents or your grandparents. They then take you to games, have you allowed to work further, and they also then feel really in the community of the club too. And then you're just basing more on that and bringing more of a South Asian feel to it.
Yeah, kids. So football's not just about fitness. It brings other elements. It brings out your personality. It brings out character, confidence building. It brings a lot more to bring out yourself, your personality. So it's not just about keeping fit. It's about going out socialising, making friends, and growing your confidence. So absolutely, try it, give it a go. It's a great sport.
If you think back now, the key word around this is opportunities. There's so many opportunities here on your doorstep now. Previously, people were travelling a million miles away just to get an opportunity. Catching buses, trains, you name it, the public transport, just to get that opportunity. We have the opportunity here. We have a flagship clubs and organisations here on this stage today, so there should hopefully be element of that. What I would say, if there are any barriers to any parent out here, either call us, any of us, connect with us by tonight, because we will give you the opportunity, and that's very clear.
Awesome. I have one final question for all of you before we leave the stage. Happy, I'm sorry to put you on the spot here. I can see that you started to keep your case, and that fills me with great pride. I'm really proud of you for doing that. You all are doing great work in your own respective communities. Starting with Happy, how has the seva you are doing at your clubs impacted your own personal lives in terms of Sikhi?
Look, it's so hard to explain. All I can say is it makes you a stronger person, a better person. You feel good about yourself. You're giving back, and seva is very important. It's part of our religion, and to give back, it's a very special thing. It's hard to put into words. One is it's pure love. I like to see kids go out there and enjoy themselves in their sports, and also it's giving back to the community as well. Giving back's a great thing to do. So yeah, it's a blessing.
Sikh is inside us. We can never leave our dharam, so it'll always be within us. We just got to make sure we connect the two together. Football is something that I live and breathe every day and night. It's about understanding about your own. So our ambition is to get more and more players in. Step 4 of a men's National League pyramid and women's tier 3 is certainly not easy. Hence why we're trying to align our pathways together to make it clear for our own to come into the senior men's and women's teams. We've got our very own Gurjit Singh. So those that don't know, incredible player himself. Someone I'm trying to get to him to mentor other kids for the future. The more and more we can see, it's not easy, but if we get more and more people to connect with us, then we've got a huge opportunity to make an impact in our own communities.
That was fantastic. Please give it up for Maverick, Karen, Harpreet, and Jasbir, everyone.
Thank you.
And as they mentioned, listen, if we're getting one message tonight is that football is for all of us. There are opportunities. We've got 4 brilliant community heroes doing work within the grassroots level. So thank you for everything you're doing.
So the message I would like to give tonight is if you're watching, get involved in sport if you're not. Those that unfortunately don't have an opportunity, let's find an opportunity for you to get involved, because we want to try and inspire you. Sport does and plays a part more than just actually on the field of play. It creates that mental well-being as such. It creates this friendship. You meet those and friends for life as such. So sport plays a huge part in that, and we notice that through Sikhi, how element of other sports has played a huge part to self-discipline and other things about understanding yourself.
All right then, from the grassroots to the very top, it's time for our elite panel. Those seasoned professionals within the game. We're going to hear from 3. We're supposed to be 4. I'm going to be really honest with you. We were supposed to have 2 professional women's players. One of them, unfortunately, couldn't make it today, really last minute. But I think we should still celebrate her, because I think you'll all know her. She started playing football at her childhood club at the age of 10. 100 appearances for the club, Derby County, making her the longest serving South Asian player at the club, which I think is a brilliant achievement. She couldn't be with us tonight, but let's give her a round of applause. Kira Rai, everyone.
Just very quickly, I wanted to raise a point. It's unfortunate, I don't think she's going to be able to make it here today. She's had a big part to play in the last 2 FA Vaisakhi events, but this year, for the first time, Sky celebrated Vaisakhi because of their newly established Sky SIKH network. And the organisers, I wasn't involved by the way, invited Kira as a special guest. And I asked the guests, how did he find out about Kira's work? And the organisers had attended last year's FA Vaisakhi event and got to know about Kira's brilliant work. And it just illustrates how impactful these events are. It amplifies such important figures. So I just wanted to share that, something I'm very proud of.
And as I mentioned, she can't be here tonight, but I think we should give her a round of applause. So to Kira Rai, everyone. But we have got one brilliant individual in the room who feels like she's just started her career but achieved so much. She's already represented England at under 15 and under 21 level. She was the leading goal scorer for West Brom ladies, and she's still the leading goal scorer. I think 10 goals, 26 appearances, scoring goals for fun. Please welcome to the stage, Simran Jumma, everyone. It's such a pleasure to have Simran here, actually, as she makes her way to the stage. Leading goal scorer for West Brom this season and last season as well. She was here last year as well, and I had the pleasure of meeting her. Simran, welcome to the stage. I'll give you my microphone. You are just scoring goals for fun. How does it feel being the leading goal scorer at West Brom, and how's your time been there?
I think it's always an honour, obviously, scoring goals. As an attacking player, obviously, when you get the ball, you always want to try score, create the space. And for me, as an individual, I'd always want to get top goal scorer at the start of the season. So that's one of my targets always. So I'm always happy.
And Simran, you've played for England. That's a brilliant achievement. Tell me, what was that experience like for you?
I think it's probably definitely my highlight of my career so far. And definitely scoring my first international goal for England. My parents were there to support me and see that as well, so that was definitely an amazing achievement for me.
You mentioned that putting that England shirt on was definitely a highlight. What have been those other memorable moments throughout the journey for you, Simran?
So on Tuesday we won the Challenge Cup. So yeah, that was really good. It was my first cup that I did win in the women's game, so that's another achievement for me. And I also came on and scored, so I was also really pleased for that as well.
And Simran, I've noticed that there are quite a few young boys and girls in attendance, perhaps because we're hosting today on a Friday, but it's great to see. What's your message to those young boys and girls here that want to play the game?
I think just if you have a dream and if that's your end goal, then just like strive towards it. Obviously, there's always going to be ups and downs, and the downs is probably going to be the hardest, but just always keep going and striving towards that end goal.
I have a question for you because I saw you last year and just super proud of everything that you're doing. You've already achieved so much in the last 12 months. What does the next year hold and what are you hoping to achieve?
For me, obviously, as an individual, hopefully next season I can still get like more awards and strive towards like bigger and better things. I have also played for England before, so I'd probably strive towards that as well and like get back into the England setup. So yeah, definitely. But everything's in God's hands for me.
Well, just know that we are all backing you and supporting you and want you to do amazing. Please give it up for West Brom and England. Simran Jama, everyone.
I'm Simran Jama and I currently play for West Bromwich Albion Women's. So I'm here today for the Vaisakhi event, talking about Sikhism in the game, and hopefully we can see more Sikhs in the game as well. We talk about Sarit a lot, and she's captained England for the first time, and we're really proud of her, and hopefully she can keep going. So hopefully we can keep getting more events like this. I think it will be amazing. Obviously this is the third one so far. So yeah, just looking forward to the next one really. My ambitions, obviously I played for England. I'd like to hopefully get back into the England setup and into the WSL. I know I've done it before, so I just need to believe in myself and keep striving towards the end goal.
Now, there's been another big milestone. As Amber mentioned, there was another individual who unfortunately wasn't able to make it today. As you can see on screen, hopefully now, one of the longest serving Asian professional players in the country, Mal Benning from Shrewsbury Town, has also hit a huge milestone in his playing career. An incredible 400 appearances in league football, which is a huge achievement. As I said, Mal couldn't be with us today. That's because he's preparing for the last game of the season tomorrow. I appreciate this is becoming a bit long, but these events only happen once a year, and you'll get one whole hour to network at the end.
Consider us all told off. Thank you, Amrit. Alrighty. So good luck to Mal on his last game of the season tomorrow. I thought it'd be quite nice. So we've had Grassroots, we've had fans, we've had football clubs. We're going to hear from one more professional and some legends. What about the next generation? What about our future players that are making their way through the age groups? They are training hard. Their mums and dads are driving them to games. Why don't we get the kids on stage? Amrit, can we do that? I know you told us all to be quiet, but can we get the kids on stage?
That would be brilliant. Courtesy of New Young Blood, an organisation championing new sporting talent from across the South Asian community. Please give a warm welcome to a selection of talent I'm sure we all have high hopes for in this game.
So, we're going to welcome the kids on stage. Come on stage. Come and join us. Come on. All of these kids are from the New Young Blood organisation. Are you making a nice line? Come on.
A warm welcome. Come on.
Going. Lovely kids. This is amazing. Okay, kids. Can I embarrass you? I'm going to come to each and every one of you. I'm going to ask you your name, how old you are, and who's your favourite football player. Is that okay? Can I ask you that? Okay, you go first.
My name's Karam Singh Mali, and I'm 11 years old.
Yes, let's give it up for Cam! Right, what's your name?
Hello, my name is Devan Verdi, and I'm 12 years old.
Let's give it up for him. Fantastic. Right, tell us your name, how old you are, and your favourite player if you like.
My name's Rylan Verdi. I'm 12 years old. My favourite player is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Let's go. Mini Ronaldo over here.
My name's Gilbert. I'm 13 years old, and my favourite player is Kaka.
All right, we'll take that. Give us a cheer. Let's go. Right, what's your name? You've come from Milton Keynes, right?
Yeah. My name is Manveed Nagga. I'm 9 years old, and my favourite player is David De Gea.
Okay, give us a cheer. Let's go. All right, we're a bit older now. I'll be cool. Right, tell us your name.
My name is Gerta Singh Kausi. I'm 13, and my favourite player is Cristiano.
Okay, 2 Ronaldo fans, right. Tell us your name.
My name's Jocelyn Bamba. I'm 16 years old, and my favourite player is Chloe Kelly.
Lovely. Chloe was on the video as well. Fantastic. Tell us your name, superstar.
My name is Rayleigh Hal, and I'm 10 years old, and my favourite football player is Alisson Becker.
Oh, you did amazing. Oh, what? Yes, well done. Hello, superstar. Can I come here? Okay, tell us your name, because you're a real superstar, aren't you?
My name is Jeevna, and I'm only 6 years old, and my favourite football player is Shelby.
Can we give it up for Jeevana? I think you're the youngest on here. We're going to say here. Do you want to take the mic? Tell us your name.
Gungana.
Okay, how old are you?
10.
Who's your favourite player?
I don't have one.
Okay, you don't have one. Give it up. Love that. Wonderful. All right, guys, you're both taller than me now, so this is quite embarrassing. Go on.
Hi, my name is Amar Singh. I'm 17 years old, and my favourite player is Edison, Man City goalkeeper.
Hi, my name is Reece Singh GE. I'm 17, and my favourite player is Bukayo Saka.
Right, give it up for the kids. Right, guys, we're going to see these kids on our screens. I really want to talk to all of you, but I'm going to bend down and speak to you, Jeevana, because I think you're the youngest. Is that okay if I speak to you? You're doing something amazing at the moment. You play for the England amputee team, don't you? Are you enjoying your football?
Yeah.
It's a little bit nervous seeing all these scary faces in front, aren't they? Tell us, what do you love about football, Jeevana?
Scoring goals.
Yeah, scoring goals. And Jeevana, if I ask you, what's your dream? What do you want to do with football?
I don't know.
Would you? Well, you're already playing for England, aren't you? You're already playing for England. What else do you want to do? Do you want to play when you're older as well, when you're a grown-up?
Yeah.
Amazing. Jeevana plays for the England amputee team, which I think is an amazing achievement. But how brilliant are these kids? Can we give it up for our next generation? The Young Blood organisation who help young South Asian kids believe that they can achieve their dreams and play football, just like Jeevana plays for the England amputee team. Kids, I want to keep you on stage, but I'm going to get told off. Can we all give them a round of applause as they leave the stage? Because they are an amazing bunch. Congratulations, kids. Jeevana, well done.
Well done.
Well done.
How brilliant were they? That was just so great to see.
I am not disabled, I'm differently abled. It doesn't matter who you are, just be yourself. Jeevana. 6. Yeah. England amputee football.
How brilliant is it to see so many of our players just doing incredible things? And it could be pretty historic this summer, couldn't it, Amrit?
That's right. It could be historic because Sarpreet Singh is poised to be the first player with the surname Singh on the back of a FIFA World Cup shirt. How great would that be, everyone?
Okay, then. From somebody who could be making history to somebody who has made history, I have got the honour of welcoming an England legend to the stage next. She was one of the first to ever do it. She was the first British South Asian woman to play for England. She made her debut for the Lionesses at the age of 15. She entered the setup at the age of 14. When she made her debut at the age of 15, it was 1999. They were playing against Ireland. The same year, she signed for Arsenal and she wore the number 1 shirt. 26 years later, no other South Asian woman has played for Arsenal in the top flight. Now, injury might have cut her career short, but her legacy, her impact lives on. What she has done is truly inspiring. So don't take my word for it. She's now a social justice activist, a freelance writer and journalist. Please welcome to the stage, Aman Dosanjh, everyone.
And with Aman, we also had another icon who was supposed to be joining us, but as live events can go, unfortunately, this individual is stuck on the M1 right now.
It's always the M1. That's why you go M40, always.
I will introduce them nonetheless. He's an England legend that needs no introduction, a former England goalkeeper. It would have been David James, everyone. He was on his way to this event.
Wish David a safe journey. We hope to see him later.
Yeah.
But Aman, what a treat to have you on stage. What a moment. First of all, how are you?
I am good. Better than David James, apparently. So that's, yeah, I'm good. It's been a long time since I've been in a room like this.
You spent a lot of time in Canada, so how does it feel to be back in the UK?
I arrived back to the race riots, which is always a great welcome home. But it's been good. It's been good to catch a lot of the WSL games, reconnect with some of the Arsenal girls as well. And we've got a really big summer ahead. So lots and lots of football.
I guess a good place to start is, when was that moment that you knew football was for you? When was that moment that you fell in love with a game?
Well, like lots and lots of people, like when you speak to people in the game, I'm a middle child. I have an older brother, younger sister. And so my brother he just wanted to play football. Unfortunately, he got me. So he wanted a brother. He put me in goal. He used to fire shots at me. And then I got quite good at it. So I was the only girl playing in my school team. I was really lucky, actually, because my pathways into the game kind of just felt like it was just like this red and white brick road that was there, that was kind of just paved. So my mom was actually a beautician, and on the side of our house, there was like this shed that she converted into a beauty salon. And then she happened to have somebody who was from Red Star Southampton, which later got affiliated with Southampton Football Club, over there doing waxing or whatever, random things. And then she said, oh, my daughter plays, but she's not going to be able to play with the boys anymore. And so at the time, my mum and dad have always been really, really supportive of me, but she didn't really want to go and stand outside in the pouring rain, so she would stay in the car. My very first coach was Sue Bucket. So for anyone who doesn't know Sue Bucket is legacy cap number 1. So after the 50-year ban, she was in the first official England squad and played against Scotland. So she was the person that was training me at Red Star Southampton under 10s. She noticed I didn't have a parent on the sideline. She asked to speak to my mum. I immediately thought that I was in trouble. So I was like, uh-oh.
Classic child.
Like did the walk of shame and everything, just kind of there bracing myself, but instead she goes, with the right encouragement and training, I think your daughter can play for England. And I think that was the moment. It was just like, I've always been the kid that wore an England shirt on my chest. I cried every single time we lost on penalties, and we've lost on penalties a lot over the years. And it was just like, it became a tangible dream. And especially when, game knows game. Yes. And she predicted the future. And by the time I was 15, that was kind of, it was a reality.
I mean, I'm interested to know why you chose goalkeeping, because I'll be honest, when I used to play for SIKH Channel when I was a lot younger, I was a goalkeeper, but my reason is my mum used to say it's the least likely chance for you to get injured. But for you, what was it that drew you to be a goalkeeper?
So firstly, I had my brother, but then I just, when you step onto the pitch, it was just one of those things that everything slows down. And the noise that is there in my everyday life just kind of disappeared. And then I'm kind of looking a lot about my career with a lot of hindsight. I was diagnosed with ADHD last year. And so I was like, it just turned out that I really like the dopamine here of someone trying to kick a ball at my head. And we used to, if we weren't training, and I was training a lot, I used to get one of my family members, a rotating family member, just to throw a ball across my bedroom, and I just used to dive across the room and onto my bed, and obviously sometimes I crashed into the wall, but it was just always that thing that just kind of grounded me, and it was just really beautiful because of the fact that I didn't realize how much movement was such an important part of my mental well-being until I got injured and it got taken away. And then I noticed that every time that things kind of crumbled, it became, I really needed to focus on the movement of stuff. So
I mentioned it in the intro, but you were the first British South Asian woman to play for England at any level, but also for Arsenal as well. I mean, can I take you back to your debut, and can I take you back to your Arsenal playing days? What were they like? Because they were very different to what they are now and to what it means to be a Lioness now, right?
Yeah, there's just so much. Obviously, I grew up an Arsenal fan because my brother was an Arsenal fan, and I was the traitor in the Southampton setup that every time, I was really lucky that I had access to watching women's football. And so when Southampton was in the Premier League against Arsenal in terms of the women's side, I was the traitor wearing head to toe in Arsenal gear and cheering on like Marianne Spacey and Rachel Yankee. And then I went on to play with them and just a couple of years later. And so in terms of my actual debut, so in 1998, we got announced that it was going to be the first ever girls England setup. Before, like the boys had been established for years and years and years, we never had one. So I went for my trials, I got selected, went to every single camp for about a year. And then when it came to the actual tournament, it was the first ever 5 Nations tournament in Ireland. And I was crushed because they put me on standby. And so I went out and like we were playing against, Southampton was playing against this like American team. Every time we play against the Americans, they were just a lot more fitter. They were physical. It was always such a battle. And so I kind of went and gave it some because I was like, why not? And I dislocated my shoulder. And that's when I get the England call up. And I can't lie. So I'm just like, so I'm downplaying it. But I was like, so I've hurt my shoulder. And so I got the call up and I went from being devastated to I'm going to play for England. And it was really cool because the first 2 games, obviously, I was strapped up, going to physio a lot, and we couldn't necessarily kind of do very much. But if you keep on at it, and I took every single opportunity I had in training to make sure that there wasn't any excuse. They knew my hands were safer than the other keeper, with all due respect to the other keeper. And then it was really fun because the assistant coach sat me down. And then she explained that tomorrow you're going to be making your debut for England, and this is what to expect, and we've got you, essentially. And I think that was a really nice way of being prepared to go in there. It made my debut was just after halftime, 1-1. It felt really, really loud over there. And then as soon as I stepped on the pitch, everything just disappeared and it went quiet. And I had a couple of really early touches. There was one that was like a one-on-one situation where the offside flag kind of went off, but I made my first kind of save and knew that was a really good start. Then a couple more saves, a couple more like really precision passes as well. And then I made the best double save of my life. And I managed to stretch to like 6 foot something to get the second thing. And it was definitely not a conventional save, to say the least, but the second one was I just remember like punching it, but I wasn't kind of, the ball ended up being here and then I went that way. And it just didn't matter as long as the ball didn't hit the back of the net. And I managed to get the ball in my hands after a corner. We took it out. We ended up in the last dying seconds getting a corner, and then our striker headed it in the last minute. And the really cool thing is that we won that game 2-1 against Ireland, in Ireland, against the home side. And then it was just really cool because all these people, instead of going to the goal scorer, the goalkeeper, who doesn't get credit most of the time, they ran over to me and I was player of the match. And then I made my second appearance, another clean sheet against Wales, and then went to Wembley, sat on the bench, wasn't very happy with that one. But those are the only 2 opportunities we actually had, and then it was very cool to be able to take those opportunities.
Yeah. So fascinating to hear. I mean, I have a bit of a serious question to ask you. You've been a vocal advocate for diversity and inclusion in football, and while there's been so much great work that's been done on that front in recent years, I think it's important to recognise that there's still a lot more work to be done. So I wanted to ask you, what more do you want to see in the game?
Well, firstly, I think the women's game has progressed so much, and the Lionesses have done incredible. And I think the game has kind of gone to another level after they won Euro 2022. But it was always the pioneers that always fought. So Sue Bucket wanted to make sure that I had the opportunities that she didn't have. She was training a 10-year-old and she was this England international, right? And I think that's the thing about the game, is that you don't just fight for yourself and people who look like you fight for every woman, right? I think as somebody who is an activist and has been fighting for football for all for a really long time, it breaks my heart that trans women are not going to be allowed to play in our leagues. It's such a small percentage of people, and when you look at the gender binary, it's always been a colonial construct. If you look at India, it is a country where trans people have always been part of our history, right? And so I think it's really, it hurts my heart to know that this was a sanctuary for me, as somebody with ADHD, to go and kind of make sense of this neurotypical world that we live in but doesn't quite work. And I think that is definitely one of them. I think that obviously we want to see a lot more melanin in the England squads as well, but I think that is also something that we need to encourage from the grassroots up. I don't think there's a lot of, like, the England setup is actually quite interesting as well, and I think people need to understand that there's different levels of it. You don't just play for England, right? It's just, when you look at the Lionesses squad, everyone plays in the top tier of the game. I always set out to be the best that I could, and in order for me to do that, I had to play with the best, but also against the best. Like, I played in my after my England debut, I played for Arsenal, and we played against Tranmere Rovers, and Sue Smith. If you haven't ever come across Sue Smith, you need to know who she is. She is such an England legend, and she rattled my crossbar so many times to rain on my parade on my debut, and we lost 2-1. Losing when you're Arsenal on the most dominant side in the country, and especially when you're 15, is a hard pill to kind of swallow. But it's really humbling to play against the best, because until you're playing with the best, you don't know where you can go and where you sit and where you go. I think in terms of the WSL, we really need to look at it from a structural point of view and the logistical side of things, because the gap is widening from the top half of the table to the bottom. And then that gap, again, League One, League Two, a lot of home ground players and talent are being moved and pushed down to the second and third tier. I think it's a different setup compared to, say, Wales. Like Sophia Patel Middleton is an awesome goalkeeper. She's now transitioned into the United first team and had a couple of performances. But when you look at the England setup and you look at a player like Kiara Keating, like Sophia wouldn't necessarily be able to do that with the England setup as well. So it's really important to be playing at the highest level of the game and against the best players.
Final question. I know we've asked this question to other guests, but I'm sure the young boys and girls will value your advice. What's your advice to the young boys and girls here?
I think there's like, firstly, I just want you to be your little weirdo self. Like I think there's so much like emphasis on, and as a community, I think there's so much emphasis on us being the first. We have to be the first in order to be like newsworthy, and it shouldn't be that way. I just need you to play football. Like, when you look at my story, yeah, I had all of these things happening, and I played at the highest level, but then I also got injured and things kind of happened, things crumbled, and then my story that was very, very prominent disappeared. Again, like, it's only because of South Asian women who have really kind of fought that I'm back in the country. And I think it's really important that we keep these stories alive, that we pay respect to everyone that's come before and leave our patch of grass better for the next generation as well. I've really been kind of now getting into like the yoga and meditation kind of side of things, which is really interesting because I was never that person. But if your foundation is strong, and it's always important that you're like somebody's reminding you to breathe is kind of a good thing. Like I think when I was playing, there wasn't this emphasis on mental health and your well-being as well, right? And I think it's really important that my story kind of, one of the first things that people always ask me, and that, well, it's more of a statement, and Priti is one of them that was like Googling over me when she heard about me. But it was like, if only we knew. So I think the women's game is very different from the men's when you look at the brown boys and brown girls. That you don't have the same burden. The boys don't have the same burdens that we do. So it's almost as though you're allowed to play to a certain point, and then when you're 14, something happens that you're not allowed to play anymore. And I think if they had the opportunity to know about my story instead of it going and whatever happened and disappearing, they'll be able to say, well, at 14, Amma was in an England setup. At 15, Amma played for England. At 15, she signed for Arsenal. At 16, she played in the FA Cup and the Premier League. And so at least then we'll be able to say, this is tangible and someone else is doing it. I don't think we, like, to have 5 players in 26 years, it kind of hurts my heart, right? And I think there's also a burden of representation. So I think the really important thing is that you just keep on loving playing the game, right? The rest of the representation stuff will follow. Just you play your game. The window is so small. So just enjoy the games. Play with a smile on your face. Like, I really wish that I lived and embraced the moments a lot more. And just kind of see where it goes then, because more players playing just means more opportunities, and we should be playing. We always had a part in this game, and we can definitely do it. It's just like one of those things is, just be a little weirdo self.
I think it's a really important message, but also just a personal thank you from me, and I think I speak on behalf of the room. Thank you for paving the way, for laying the foundations for the rest of us to succeed and for the rest of us to feel like we can do it and believe we can do it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for telling us your story as well. Amanda Sanj, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Amanda Sanj. I am a former England and Arsenal goalkeeper, and I haven't worked with the FA for about a decade or so. And so in terms of getting community together, I think it's always a good thing. I think telling stories, telling our story with our words is really important, especially to inspire the next generation and just anyone who wants to play. Like, I don't think it should always be about the first, and having that, I think it's just as many people playing the sport as possible is always great.
Yeah, well, I'm here at Wembley Stadium, obviously to celebrate Vaisakhi. Unfortunately, I turned up late because there was an incident on the M1 which had me sat there for 2.5 hours, but I managed to see the prayer, which was something quite spectacular. And I have to say, having a Sikh prayer being performed on Wembley Stadium, in Wembley Stadium, is something that I never imagined I would see when I first came to Wembley Stadium over 30 years ago. And I think that's a testament to football trying to be inclusive. I think it's a testament to Sikh followers coming to a football venue to do their prayer for Vaisakhi. So delighted and honoured to be here, and hopefully this is just the start of something magical for everyone involved.